You know, I like to think that I have some type of survival skills, but do I really have the means to survive in the wilderness? And I'm you know what? Just like very egotistically, very confidently, very optimistically, I'm just gonna say yes. Yep. You drop me off in the middle of nowhere, like freaking Lord of the Flies, like on a beach somewhere. Just grab me a pig's head, and I will conquer that island. I will come out on top. I will beat nature single-handedly. But in reality, like, do I have survival skills? You know, I think it's a yes and no thing. If we're talking about survival skills that conforms to like traditional definition of survival skills, probably not. Like, I was never in like, you know, the wilderness club. I was never like in Boy Scouts. I was never in anything that like actually had like practical survival traits that like would help me out in like a real world setting. Like, no, I don't know how to make like a tent without instructions. I am not a good cook. I can maybe like cook like or boil pasta, but that's about it. Making a fire, nope. Like, the only way I know how to make a fire is grab some netherrack and a flint and steel, and bam, let there be light. And that's more or less all. Like, do I know how to kill a man? Minecraft PvP? I guess, like, you know, by Minecraft standards, I've learned all I need from the game itself. Like, you playing survival in hardcore mode, yep, that is really all you need if you're gonna like be dropped off in some uninhabited island and just survive. Probably not. Do not take that as like a legitimate source of information. I mean, maybe even the Minecraft handybooks will give you some knowledge. I don't know. Honestly, in terms of like what defines, I guess, a well-seasoned individual ready to take on the world, I am not it. Okay, even surviving in college in a college dorm was quite the experience. I had to learn a lot. You know, it's like survive or thrive out there. You need to like learn a chronicle of tutorials and life lessons before, like, you know, you're guaranteed to survive. You know, it was probably like a 50-50 with me. Like, I'm sure that if I did not step up to the plate nor had a roommate, that, you know, I was just screwed. But anyways, like I'm sure I could learn on the job, and I think that is my point, that I don't think I have the necessary survival traits yet, but what I like to think is that I have creative solving problem skills, where like I am able to learn survival skills from actual experiencing the problem, right? And I think the best way to really showcase my skills to navigating, you know, the harmful world to come out on top and survive was doing laundry. And yes, I'm being serious about that. Doing laundry, man. Who would have thought? You know, there was a point in my life where I had to, like, live in a college dorm, right? Living in college was definitely an interesting experience. I think at first food was a big thing for me. Like, how do I even get food? Like, I don't cook. I don't clean. Like, I don't understand these elements of survival. Like, first thing I did was go to the grocery store and buy ramen. I'm not even kidding. I thought, like, ramen, like, I'd heard about that, like, oh my god, my aim, what just happened? Like, I heard about that, like, in, like college tutorials, or even, like, on, like, you know, on, like, forums, is that the majority of people, like, eat ramen a lot in college because it's, like, cheap. Like, college students are already in debt. Why be extravagant on comforts food? No, you can't. Okay, fine. You could live. Man's allowed to live. So I thought it was a good idea to get some ramen myself. And dude, what a great idea for like 24 seconds. I ate like one of those, whatever, like 60-second ramen noodles things. And it was pretty good the first time. It wasn't even bad the second time. But the problem is, that was all I was eating during like the first like week of college. I was eating that like day in, day out for lunch and dinner, because I thought, man, if I'm smart about these each only cost about $1.17 to buy. Like, that, dude, think about that. That's like what, $2 to $3 per day in food costs? That's like what? That's like $100 maybe for like the entire month, dude. That is big brain plays. Call me a capitalist. I thought it was like the greatest idea I've ever come up with. Like, I literally called my mom, like being like, mother, I figured out how to save a bunch of money on food. Eat ramen. Like, that was that. Like, I literally called my mom, like, full seriousness, just going, eat ramen, mom. It's gonna save your food bill by like 90%, or maybe not that much, but like 50, 40, 60, 30, a certain percentile. It will save the food cost by, depending on how much you spend on food. And I thought it was like a genius play. Oh, I'm about to die. Never mind. Leave Now, I don't know if this is like a normal person thing, but I feel like redundancy is a huge factor when it comes to like getting bored and tired of food. So basically by like the second day, I was preparing dinner and I don't know what it was, but I looked at that ramen package, like that little pack of noodles, and I was like, I just prepared it, and I was like, you know what? This sucks. Like, I felt nauseous looking at the food. Like, I'd previously consumed it, like, the first, like, few days. Like, no questions asked. Like, it was like, yeah, no, I'm completely fine with this. But after that first, like, day and a half, man, no, I was done. I did not want to see ramen ever again, and for good reasons, man. I looked up, like, you know, the side effects of eating ramen. It is not good for you, man. Ramen is actually, like, a terrible thing to consume. Piece of advice, if you ever go off to college, do not eat it. But my point is, on top of, like, you know, learning about food, like, I guess I basically improved my own health by experience, by, like, stopping consuming ramen. But that's not even, like, my point with when it comes to survival skills. My point was laundry. I'm just, like, I've gone on this huge tangent for, like, several minutes. I don't even know why. But ultimately, that was kind of like a survival skill to learn. Making proper food. Like, after that, I started eating very well. I started eating, like, you know, Chinese food, which I don't know if that's a big upgrade. Oh, this man just gave up. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Long story short, after being in that situation, I was able to solve the problem by picking better food. I started going to the grocery store, actually, like, getting, like, you know, good food, like real food, like vegetable, fruit. Like, there was this vegan place on campus that was, like, very healthy, like, only vegetables and stuff, and, like, pretty cheap. So I started eating there a lot to get those, like, good nutritional values of, like, actual vegetables and stuff in my system, rather than eating processed noodles with a lot of sodium, man. Like, dude, have you seen how much sodium is in a ramen package? Bro, it will kill you. It is a lot. That was, like, one way of, I guess, learning survival skills, or learning how to adapt to my situation. But I remember how, like, the first thing I was pointing out was laundry. Yeah, no, like, I had to learn laundry in college as well. Like, the food was just, like, one problem. The other problem was laundry. And, like, laundry in its own was quite a bit. Like, I understand that, like, you need to clean your clothes, right? Now, there's like, that's just obvious, right? But, like, when you've never done laundry, it's like basically doing a chemistry lab, okay? There's a lot of components. You need dirty clothes, you need detergent, maybe even a softener. Then you need to, like, put it in. You got to put it in right in correct valves, or, like, holes, or whatever slots. And then you got to turn on. You got to, like, specify, like, what kind of wash you want to do. There's a lot to it, man. And I had no idea. So when I got to college, I had all my dirty clothes, and I went down to, like, the laundry room for the first time. Like, I've been putting it off. I think this kind of sounds terrible, but the first time when I didn't do laundry, I think I put it off for approximately, like, a month before I actually did it for the first time, because I was just so scared of going down to doing my laundry. But I go down there, and bam, like, there's, like, these huge industrial grade, like, washing machines, and, like, they each take quarters. I didn't even realize you need money, like, to do laundry. Like, at home, you just have a laundry machine, right? A washing machine. No. At college, you need to pay, like, $6, or maybe it was $3 for, like, one run of it. It is crazy expensive, man. I hated it, but, you know, I learned, like, the way I learned in that situation, instead of, like, experimenting, touching all the buttons and stuff, I just called up my mother. I'm like, Mother, I need to do laundry. And my mother had me do, like, a step-by-step tutorial. So I guess when I say, like, you know, I learned survival skills on the go, it's more that whenever I need survival skills, I'll just call up my mother and be like, yo, help. I need professional assistance, and usually my mother will be there to help out. You know, shout out to moms all around the world. They really do come in clutch, you know. I feel like as kids we don't appreciate, or we really take, like, all they do for granted. But it's once you move on where you realize, God, I have to do all this stuff by myself now. This sucks. Like, everything. It's a lot. Definitely something you should be appreciative of growing up, because one day you're gonna be on your own, and oh my God, life is gonna get 10 steps harder, man. It's like, it's legit like switching from, I guess, like, Minecraft tutorial mode on Xbox 360 back when that was thing, to hardcore mode immediately. Like, it is night and day, man. You're no longer in a safe habitat to experiment and have fun. No. You're out in a brutal world. If you make one mistake, you're done for, man. That is how serious this is, okay? And fortunately, you know, like, with the help of my mother, I was able to, like, do laundry, and bam, I did it. I'm so happy. Like, I was able to get clean clothes. But instead of like folding them and actually putting them in my closet, I just kind of bulk pour them all out on my bed and use them as like an additional blanket, because my college got very cold. It's like, I don't know, I'm from Florida, right? And Florida is very hot compared to any other place, even other parts of Florida. So like I was freezing in my college dorm, so I just like have my clothes be like an additional heating or insulation to my bed. It was very funny. So whenever I wake up and need new clothes, I just kind of pick from the pile and bam, I was ready to go. Which I don't know if that says more about me, but like I'm gonna say that's pretty efficient. Don't call me lazy, okay? It's a good move. It's efficient, you know. Like if you need to fold your clothes and put in like, you know, a wardrobe or a closet or whatever, that is like 2 or 3 extra steps. No. I had my clothes ready to go at a moment's notice, and you know that is what I call survival skills right there. They keep talking about the fight or flight situation, but I think it's more of a spectrum, you know, like. I don't know, like, I feel like if, say I know I'm in trouble, right, sometimes instead of, like, calling, like, for, like if I need to call 911 or something like that, right, I'll probably just call my mother instead, because I feel like she knows how, she's more well-equipped to handle the situation than even 911 or, like, you know, the professionals are, you know, like, if I have, like, an allergic reaction, I'll, like, call my mother and be like, Mother, I can't breathe, and she could be like, you'll be fine, it's just, I don't know, do some push-ups, like, no, I'm joking, my mom would never say that, but, like, I feel like sometimes, like, having a parental figure to help you out those situations could always be very helpful, especially when you have no idea what you're doing. See, I was gonna tell a whole other story when I started this commentary, but then we kind of sidetracked with those 2 other stories, so I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, you know. I think like this is good enough of a commentary as is. I was gonna tell a story about how I got lost in San Diego and the decisions I made to make that situation even worse, but somehow I survived. But I think that's better off for its own commentary, to be honest. Long story short, just I'm good at survival, man. I am properly fit to take on the world. Here's another video that you should probably watch. I made this one. I think this one's about like how I grew up and like had my birthday and stuff. Existentialism. I don't know, but you should go watch it. Bye bye.